Hey guys, it's DarudeLeafStorm here, and I'm here with my IBL Season 5 draft analysis. Now guys, I don't think you guys are ready for this season. Right, so if you can remember, we actually ended up picking up the championship win in IBL Season 4. So this is our defending season. Now, if you've been following the IBL, you already knew I was a coach, and we're supporting, kind of playing with a brand new team, the San Jose Panquakes. Aberdeen ourselves have gone into retirement for now, but I'm sure they will come back at some point for you guys. But anyway, we've got the San Jose Panquakes with the boy Chef. Chef is just amazing. I love him. And I actually considered him for this draft. Spoiler alert, don't draft him. But anyway, we're going to move on with the draft. So, moving on to the draft. If you've been following me on Twitter, which I highly recommend you do, at DarudeLeafStorm, you'll know that there was a certain deal that I made. And I won't spoil it for you guys until the end of the draft. But that deal got made in this draft analysis, like I promised, and yeah, let's just say put my team at, I don't know, it made my team structured a bit differently, as you'll see. Anyway, our first pick of the draft is Zapdos. Now, going into this draft, I knew I needed 3 mons, and I knew I wanted 1. The one I wanted is the next pick, but I was thinking about mons to build around it, and I felt like Zapdos provides a very mediocre core with this mon. Now, I'm not going to lie, like, if something like Megaman was allowed, then I would have definitely drafted it because it's a very good offensive core, but I felt like Zapdos drafted a decent core with my next pick, and I felt like it supported it very well. With static, I think it is amazing for my next pick. I keep on talking about my next pick on Zapdos. Anyway, Zapdos is really cool because it gets defog. It's a really good defog user. It gets pressure and static, which are 2 amazing abilities. I say, they're both quite situational, but I feel like they're both really good in that situation. It obviously is very powerful. I believe it's like base 120 special attack, something like that. Something crazy. It's like base 110 something. I can't remember exactly, but it's very, very strong, surprisingly. And it gets decent coverage like Heat Wave, Air Cutter, Thunderbolt. And obviously the hidden powers it works very well with. I feel like Zapdos it can just do everything. And plus it gets U-turn if you don't want to run at Volt Switch for momentum. So I'm really liking this Zapdos pick. And I've not really used Zapdos before. Like, I may have used it like once, but not a lot whatsoever. And I'm very excited to use it. I think the last time I used it was in a draft tournament. And I didn't use it that well, but I'm excited to use it this season for the IBL. And I feel like it's a very reliable mon that I can trust in defending my championship with. So we'll just have to see how Zapdos goes this season. But yeah, anything else to say about Zapdos? Not really. The base 100 speed is really nice. Just really a reliable mon that I think I can trust. So yeah, 180 points straight out the bank for the first pick. I believe we were last pick in the draft, so we got the snake pick obviously, but obviously I missed out on a lot of good mons that I wanted early on in the draft. I considered things like whole Lucha, Coco, things like that, you know, cores like that. But yeah, obviously this didn't happen, and we ended up with Zapdos, which I think is a decent late round 1 pick, if not a good early round 2 pick, because that's basically what it is. Like, I'm the end of round 1, so I'm early round 2, so I feel like Zapdos is decent picked at this point. Anyway, we're going to move on to our next pick, and the next pick, which is going to be my semi-core with Zapdos, is Megaman. Now, you will see at the bottom, wow, I've got Google Chrome, File Explorer, Overwatch, wow, scandal, an absolute scandal, Discord, and Spotify, the cheap man's Apple Music. I'm joking. But anyway, Megaman like I said, a very mediocre core between the two. And someone did in the draft stream, if you didn't check that out, someone said in the chat as well that it is quite a mediocre core and too many points for it. I semi-agree. I agree that it is a mediocre core. Too many points for it, I'm not too sure. I mean, I know it's a lot of points, but at the same time, if they knew the thing I had going on, then they would know why I had the points to spend on this core. So I really was fine with it, and plus Megaman is something I've wanted to use for a long time. I've seen it put in loads of work tons of times, and I feel like I can play it offensively enough to snag it some kills. So I'm really hoping to use Megaman well this season, and if not, just have a good time with him. Like, at the end of the day, I've put myself at a bit of a disadvantage this season so far. So I want to have some fun. Like, I really want to enjoy this season. At the same time, I really want to win back-to-back championships. I think that would be amazing. But yeah, Mega Medicham gets really good priority and fake out on bullet punch. Paired with its huge power ability, it can just offensively pressure so many things. It gets amazing coverage through like the elemental punches, obviously psychic and fighting stab. And yeah, I mean, it gets some text that I'm not gonna say because I know it could come through for me later on in the season, but I'm really looking forward to using Mega Medicham. It can just break things. It can just break things, and I'm really liking my offensive mons recently. Like my heartbreakers, like Diggersby, I'm loving. Hooper U, I'm loving. Well, Hooper U is a bit like, oh, I'm not enjoying that much, but I like the sound of it. And Mega Mowile is something I've really loved using recently. So yeah, I mean, Mega Medicham is just the basis around this team, pretty much. I really wanted to base a team around Mega Medicham. I've used Mega Gallade. Mega Gallade was actually something I really considered again this season. It was something I highly thought of, but I'm pretty sure someone took it. If not, I just decided I wanted to use Mega Medicham over it. But if Mega Gallade is available, I would definitely consider dropping Mega Medicham for it, because Mega Gallade is, I just love it so much. But anyway, I don't think it is available. But Mega Medicham, it's just a strong powerhouse, and it's something I really wanted / needed early round here. And I feel like it pairs well with Zapdos, since it can just offensively move around Zapdos, and then Mega Medicham can punish things like bulky ground types usually. Even though it's not amazing versus them, it can still, you know, just hit him. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. We're going to move on to my third pick of the draft. Now, obviously, I had to go through another 22 picks. I don't know how many picks it was. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but we had to go through quite a few picks to get back to me. But I think I got really good picks because I got the mon that I really wanted to pair with this team so far, and that was Scolipede. Scolipede was something in my mind I needed with this draft. It's kind of like one of my core elements to the draft. Obviously, with Speed Pass being allowed, I feel like it can pair well with Mega Medicham, but not just Mega Medicham. Like, I think Scolipede is just a great support mon in general. It can sweep things, it can pass speed around. I feel like it has so much diversity that people don't understand, and I've used Scolipede. Like, I went through a phase where I drafted Scolipede almost in every league because it was just so good. Like, you just need to get a decent team around it, not even like an incredible team, just a decent team around it, and it can really put in a lot of work. And obviously it gives me a poison type, which also gives me a Toxic Spike user, which is really nice, since Toxic Spikes apply a lot of pressure, and it's one of my favorite moves recently, so let's hope we can do something with that. Yeah, Scolipede was an essential for me because it gives me a decent speed tier of 112, which I heavily enjoy a lot. And I feel like paired with Zapdos and Mega Medicham, it's just a threatening team so far. And I feel like people need to prep for that core very well, which could allow something else to kind of take the spotlight away. So really cool team so far. I'm really liking the looks of it. Really enjoying the look of it so far. So yeah, we love. And I may as well, since we didn't have separate slides for Z-move users, I may as well announce them now. My Z-move users for one of my Z users is Scolipede. That took a lot to say. It is Scolipede. So basically how this league works for Z users, you get 200 points. I think it's 200 points. I'm pretty sure it's 200 points to spend on Z users. And yeah, the amount of points it costs to make a Z user is the amount of points the mon costs. As you can see, Scolipede costs 140 points, so I have 60 points left to spend on Z users. So yeah, really excited to use Scolipede again. I've not used him in a while, so I'm really looking forward to using him again. Like, every time I've used him, I've loved him. I just love him. So let's hope and pray Scolipede can do some work this season, especially with the Z capability. I feel like it has a lot more options than without it. So anyway, let's move on to the next pick, which is another support pick for me, and that is Klefki. This is a really good mon to pair with my team. Like, a Steel Fairy type is very nice. It gives me Spike support, which I felt was really good for Megaman to start breaking things a little bit easier. Like I said, breaking those bulky ground types and chipping away at those ghost types mainly for Megacham. But yeah, I really like Klefki on this team. Obviously, it gets defog this gen, so I get Prankster defog, which is pretty cool. It sets up screen, so it's screen support for Megacham. And it just, I don't know, I just think Klefki really works well with this team. Like, obviously, it can set screens for SD Scolipede. It can defog things for Scolipede and Zapdos. It's immune to toxic spikes, so that makes it an even better defogger. Yeah, I just really like it. And Klefki I've not used since MLP Season 4, I think it was, where I swept someone with a Calm Mind Draining Kiss Klefki after I Cosmic Powered Phantombass into it from a Soul Rock. So, yeah, I'm really excited to use Klefki again. I've really enjoyed it every time I've used it, and yeah, it's just, again, a reliable mon. I feel like that's what my team's really based around this season. Reliable mons that can do the job well. But yeah, I feel like the Super Berries this season as well really help Klefki. Obviously, it gets recycle, so really cool there. And yeah, I'm really excited to use the pair of keys. Just look at Klefki. I don't know why, it just makes me so happy looking at it. But yeah, as you can see, we've obviously spent a really hefty amount of points on my first 4 picks. We only have 360 left, which is 2 tier 1s if you want to put it like that. But yeah, I really need to start getting some budget mons now, getting some decent budget picks, and we'll start with this mon. Umbreon is on the team, boys. 100 points, which is still quite a lot, but Umbreon is so good for my team. Now, I want to point out, in the draft stream, if you didn't watch that, I mentioned about I could Phantombass the speed into Umbreon on something that can switch into Scolipede, and Umbreon can defensively check it, and then I could Phantombass out into something like Megaman as they swap out into something that defensively checks Umbreon. Oh, sorry, or offensively pressures it, so then the Megaman has speed and could just pull off something. However, I was not notified. Well, I actually was notified, so this is completely my bad. Nothing to do with Brendan or anything. There was a rule made that I didn't notice, and that was the fact that you can only have one Phantombass user per game. Now, I'm not too bothered about it, but it just makes my plans a little bit stricter, but honestly, it's fine. I can make this work. So, yeah, we got Umbreon. Umbreon is one of my favorite mons to use in Draft League format. I feel like it can just do a lot more than people expected to do, and even them, it can just do that one thing really well. It's just, again, a really reliable mon, and that's every time I've drafted Umbreon, I call it the same thing. I call it extremely reliable, and that it can fit on almost any draft. Passing wishes into things is just huge for my team. Like, Klefki didn't have a reliable recovery. Like, it has recycle berries and leftovers. That's not reliable at all. And if I want to run sub Scolipede, I can pass pass wishes into it so I can get his health back up. And I can pass wishes into Mega Medicham so I can switch into certain moves and then get all my health back and then attack something. So I felt like Umbreon overall was just a really nice pick to kind of round out my team a little bit more. But it's a Cleric, which with my next pick is very much needed, and I'm just going to hop into that right now. Is Palestine. Palestine, the GOAT. We love Palestine. So Palestine basically gives me a rocker, which is huge. I believe I said in the draft analysis that I didn't have a rocker when I drafted my next one, but I do. I have Palestine, so I don't know, I can't really remember, but yeah, I have Palestine. Palestine's a really, really good mon. It really pressures Volturn, which I felt like was one of Mega Medicham's really big weaknesses. Like, it really struggles to beat Volturn, and I have one of the best answers to it, if not the best answer to it, right here, being Palestine. Obviously, I can run the Rocky Helmet. I resist the U-turn, so it can really punish U-turn users, and obviously I'm immune to Volt Switch, so yeah. And the good thing is about Palestine as well, not only is it immune to Volt Switch, it's not really affected that much by specific hidden powers. So the only real thing that's like scary for Palestine is like Heliolisk's Surf, and that's the only thing I can really think of. So very, very nice pick on my part, and Palestine was great last season, and I just love drafting this mon. I just can't stop myself. Anytime it can work on my team, I draft it because it, like I said, it is reliable. It just does the job so well. It gets reliable recovery, stealth rocks, and that's basically all you need on this mon. Like, it's ridiculous how people struggle to break through it all the time. Like, it's not even just now and again, it's all the time. So I'm really, really excited to use Palestine again. It's going to be so fun. I can't actually wait. And yeah, it just makes me so happy. Look at Palestine, oh my god. And then, like, the good quality of Citron. Oh my god, I just love him so much. It makes me want to cry. I'm like a proud dad of Palestine, honestly. It's just the fact that I feel like I've made Palestine so much more known, especially in like certain communities. Like in the VPL, it did amazing, and people respect Palestine now. In IBL, it did amazing, and people respect this mon. Like, I know I'm not like in the big leagues like GBA and stuff like that, where I'm like promoting Palestine as one of the best mons ever, and like everyone's following it and everyone's using Palestine, but like I feel like overall I've made people respect Palestine a lot more and make it known of what it can do and what it does, and I'm very happy with that because Palestine is one of my favorite Gen 7 Pokemon, and I just enjoy it. I just love it. It makes me so happy. Anyway, let's move on because I'm just gonna sit and talk about Palestine all day. My next pick is DarudeLeafStorm. I needed a dragon type. I needed more rocks, and yeah, DarudeLeafStorm just fit the role perfectly, I guess. And basically, guys, there's some tea to be spilled here. So, Ben really wanted DarudeLeafStorm, and I kind of tossed and turned between picking Palestine first or DarudeLeafStorm, and in the end, I decided to pick Palestine, and I looked at people's teams, and I saw that Ben in the league his team just fitted DarudeLeafStorm so well, and I knew it did. So Ben was like, I don't know whether to pick up this mon first or this mon first, because I feel like Darude will take it or someone else will take this other mon. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that other mon's Steelix, because Steelix again really suits his team, and he should pick it up this round. So I was like, well, I'm gonna pick up the monkey. Oh no, I just spoiled it. Anyway, I'm picking up the monkeys. So basically, I asked on Twitter if I get 50 retweets, I'll draft the elemental monkeys in IBL season 5. I got the 50 retweets. Spoiler alert. So they're on my team. But yeah, basically I said I'm going to draft the monkeys next, and Ben believed it and picked up Steelix first, and I ended up getting DarudeLeafStorm, and I felt so bad because Ben was so salty, but I was like, I really needed DarudeLeafStorm, because my pick then would be Drampa, and I really didn't want Drampa, because I needed more rocks. I didn't want Palestine to be my only rocker. But yeah, we got DarudeLeafStorm on the team here. DarudeLeafStorm has some techs. Like, it has the Sheer Force Life Orb set, which I think is really, really cool, like, with the amount of coverage it gets to get boosted by Sheer Force. Stuff like Gunk Shot, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, just to name a few. I really, really enjoy this mon. I'm not too keen on it. Like, last time I used it, it just kind of got hacked all the time. But I feel like I could potentially use it a lot better. Like, it gets 3 amazing abilities in Rough Skin, Mold Breaker, and Sheer Force, which I think are really, really good for just such a random mon. And I don't usually draft dragons. Like, last season I had Dragonite, but I barely brought it to a game. So, yeah. But yeah, DarudeLeafStorm, cool. We enjoy DarudeLeafStorm. Yeah. Gets priority in Sucker Punch. But I think the thing is as well, it gets Glare, which I think was really useful for my team, since obviously its ground types are affected by it. So stuff like Garchomp and things like that can get punished, and then Mega Medicham can clean up with the Glares later on in the game. So I don't know, DarudeLeafStorm's cool. Anyway, my next pick, I got sniped of Miltank, and I was so salty. I wanted to cry. Miltank was something I really, really wanted. Palestine Miltank was such a good call last season. I feel like paired with Umbreon, it would have been amazing. But it got sniped, spoiler, and I ended up with a mon, which I'm actually really excited to use, and I'm kind of glad that Miltank got sniped, because I wanted to use this mon for so long, but I've just never found a team to fit it on. And the mon that I have picked up, guys, is Kecleon. Hey, so we're getting into the low tier points now. Like, I've only got 100 points left, and Kecleon was 40. Kecleon gives me a knockoff user and a stab knockoff user as well, which is pretty sick. It gives me 3 forms of stab priority, being Fake Out, Sucker Punch, and Shadow Sneak. It gives me more rocks. It just, I don't know, it's a mon that I've wanted to use for ages, because it can just do so much, and I've just never used it, ever. I think I may have drafted it, like, once, but I don't really remember using it, so I'm really actually excited to use Kecleon, and I feel like with Speed Pass, it could be really, really cool and interesting, so let's see. And I mean, like I said, it is a decent rocker, so yeah, and it gives me my first knockoff user of the draft, so yay, fun. Now, looking at the team so far, what could I improve if I were to change it around? I feel like, honestly, right now, definitely another knockoff user, but honestly, a better Pursuit Trapper I think would be really nice for my team. Like a better Dark type, like an offensive Dark type, because Megaman really struggles with Ghost types. However, with a strong Dark type with Pursuit, I feel like I could really, well, I would obviously trap the Dark types and really pressure them to switching into Megaman, but I really enjoy Umbreon, and I've used so many different sets for it that have worked. So we'll just have to see how it goes. One of which I am definitely using this season, whether people like it or not. And this, they won't see it coming. But anyway, yeah, I think that's what I would improve on so far in the draft. But obviously, guys, I did mention the monkeys. Simipour is my third to last pick. Honestly, why did I pick up Simipour? Why did I pick up the monkeys? Because I made a deal. So, yeah. I think the monkeys have decent stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have prepped for my week 1 already. Oh, I just hit my mic. I'm so sorry. I've prepped for my week 1, and the monkeys have such a surprising amount of versatility. Like, I was very shocked. And also the 3 other knockoff users, so now I have 4. Yeet, dab. So, yeah, that's cool. But, like, with things like Gluttony as their ability, and all the coverage that they get, like, I feel like they could really, really work. I'm not gonna lie. And obviously they get, they have 101, is it 101 base speed? So I have a very weird speed to lay out, but it's okay, we can deal with it. But yeah, I really, really enjoy it. So anyway, I'm just gonna move on. Simipour, the water type monkey, it gets Scald, which I think is very good, and I feel like it's a good Scald user, a good Scald abuser. So yeah, obviously it gets stuff like Ice Beam, gets Gunk Shot, Knock Off, you know, just the standard things. I think it gets Grass Knot as well, which is pretty sick. So yeah, that's basically Simipour. We got Simisage. I feel like Simisage is a bit more versatile than the other two, maybe. Obviously, get stuff like Knockoff as well, Gunk Shot, as well as getting Giga Drain, Leaf Storm, Rock Slide. But it also gets Spiky Shield and Leech Seed, which is very, very nice for a grass type to have. So, yeah, unlucky it doesn't get Spikes. If it got Spikes, I'll be so happy. That would be well cool if Simisage got Spikes, because, I mean, Maractus gets it, so, yeah. I mean, if you're getting Spiky Shield, you may as well get Spikes. But yeah, I feel like Simisage, pretty decent offensively. It gets reliable recovery in Synthesis, so I feel like it could be a decent grass type actually. I said that very loosely in the draft, but Synthesis is really, really nice for it to have. Like, I didn't know it got reliable recovery, but it got Synthesis and Leech Seed and Spiky Shield, so that's cool. And Gluttony, so I feel like this one could be a bit of a pain to deal with, but we'll just have to see. Anyway, moving on to the last pick is obviously Simise, playing the piano, chilling. Simise, again, a very good offensive fire type. Well, not very good, but a good offensive fire type. Like, his Fire Blast hurt, and obviously all of them get stuff like Nasty Plot. And luckily, they don't get Swords Dance, which I think would make them so much better. That would be so cool if they got Swords Dance, but they don't, unfortunately. So, yeah, I thought they did, because I definitely could see a Simisage going for Swords Dance. Maybe not Simipour, but Simisage I could definitely see. Unluckily, they don't. But yeah, I mean, Simisage gets Will-O-Wisp, which I think is really, really cool. I think they all get Taunt as well. Yeah, they do. They get Taunt. So, 3 decently fast Taunt users on the team here. Overall, well, I've got my Firewater Grass score is Simipour, Simisage, Simisage. So, apparently apparently when I made the tweet, someone replied saying that they're not, quote unquote, they're not meme picks because they have a, quote unquote, I have a decent Firewater Grass score out of them. That is not a decent Firewater Grass score. That's a Firewater Grass score, not a decent one. But anyway, what do I think of my team overall? Overall, it is weird. But then again, my last season's team was weird. Like, it didn't look like a championship team, but it was. So I feel like this could potentially be one of those. Like, I don't know. Obviously, the thing is, it relies on my first, 4 picks. Like, just, Zapdos, Megaman, Scully, Klefki. Like, those 4 are, the powerhouses of the team. But I feel like, in that case, people will over-prep for those 4. And potentially lead to, the Monkeys, even Kecleon, or something like Power Sand, just thrive in matchups. So, we'll have to see how it goes. I'm not too keen on the team. I'm excited to use it, but do I think it will go, really, really far? I'm not sure. I'm not super confident with how it's going to perform. But, like I said, guys, we're just going to have to see how this season goes. Let's hope we can win our back-to-back championships. But if not, let's just try and have some fun. But yeah, guys, thank you all for watching this draft analysis. Make sure you stay tuned for week 1 of the IBL, in which we are taking on, I believe, Ryo and his Pittsburgh huge powers. So definitely make sure you stick around for that. And yeah, guys, sorry I'm really bad at draft analysis, but yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with it because these are mandatory, and I'm not very good at them. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you support the Panquakes for this season. We do have an IBL Discord that will be in the description for you. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. This has been DarudeLeafStorm, and I'll see you all later when we win our championship. Bye, guys.